All right, we just officially got done watching Halloween Ends. You want to take it from the top?
Well, it's the third one in this trilogy from David Gordon Green, which was very good. It was a very good, outcome of the whole Halloween saga.
His saga, yeah.
Some ups and downs about the film.
And we don't want to give out too many spoilers.
Not too many spoilers. Obviously, I'm a big Michael Myers fan, but one thing about the film, it kind of took a little while to get the Michael.
Way too long.
That was a little disappointment in it.
Took about what? God, it was like 35 minutes, probably.
Oh, probably at least. I mean, we're not counting or nothing, but you go like Halloween Kills or 2018, it was like bam,
right away. Yeah, right away.
I guess we kind of got spoiled maybe in a process of it. That's what took. So, for this one, it's like that build up. Like, where is Michael at? Like you're ready for him. So
it was like they waited until part 3 to start telling the story.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
And I kind of felt like, spoiler alert, I kind of felt like they went Jason Goes to Hell a little bit with the whole story.
They kind of did with the new character of Corey. It kind of like,
because it wasn't supposed to be that Michael was like, it was supposed to be Michael's growing weak. Spoiler alert again. Michael's growing weak. Michael's growing weak is what's right. At least that's what I took from it.
I felt that too. It's like, come on, you're Michael Myers. You kick anyone in the ass in the world.
Yeah, that's why he strangles them and they can't like hold on to him. And
yeah, let's go. And
I just felt it was definitely a little bit of Jason Goes to Hell, like passing the spirit, like the evil. And this is Halloween Ends. It should have been like Evil Never Dies,
Yes,
because it'll never be over. So ups about the movie, some of the positives. What did you like?
I mean, I did like it. It was definitely a good send off, I guess, as the per se of the film.
The per se.
Well, that's just me. I liked it. I wasn't super in love with it, but I mean, I really liked it. But I want to rewatch it again just to kind of because usually I notice like a lot of things when I watch them the first time. I don't really notice certain things. And the second time or third time you see it, you really like, oh, okay, well that all makes sense now. Why these characters were here, why they were there, and all that and vice versa.
I don't know. I just I felt like they waited until part 3 to start telling their. It's almost like if part 3 was part 1, then maybe they did 2000 or no, 1 should have been 3 to me. Then Halloween Kills. Then 2018 should have been like the grand finale of 2018 where he gets locked in the basement and the house goes up in flames. Like I feel like that was better than the ending for today.
Yeah, because it just shows like he's locked. Like where are you going?
Yeah.
It's just one of them deals. So
and no, it felt more like an ending. Well, I mean, it's funny because
then you see the whole house go up in flames and everything else, and everyone's like, well, I guess he's trapped in there. He ain't nowhere to go.
Yeah, I don't know. I just didn't. I don't know. It felt kind of. You're still holding the mask up.
Sorry.
You're just. You're like still talking to the mask.
Big shout out to David Gordon Green for his trilogy of the Halloween. Blumhouse.
Blumhouse. For sure.
James Dew Courtney for doing a phenomenal job as playing Michael Myers in the last 3 films.
Yeah, he was good.
Always a big shout out to Nick Castle, the original OG Michael Myers, being part of everything. All this.
All said and done, do you still have a favorite Michael Myers or no?
Well, my number one Michael Myers has been, always will be Nick Castle.
Okay.
Followed by James Dew Courtney, George P. Wilbur.
George Wilbur. Yeah, I remember we went to the comic book conventions and he used to constantly talk about he can't wait to meet George Wilbur, and I didn't even know who it was. And he finally did meet him.
4 and 6, yeah.
He did meet him 4 and 6. Well, 6 has always been one of your favorites too.
I always liked it. A lot of people don't like it, but I always liked 6. It was very dark and like twisted, especially if you watch the producer's cut, which is a different film, opposed to Halloween 6 that came out, The Curse of Michael Myers. It's the origin of Michael Myers, which is basically it's a different film, which is the version that should have got released, but it didn't.
Like I watched part 5 last night, Halloween 5, and it's like that takes a whole different direction too. Like there's a scene where Michael
Don
cries.
Shanks played him in that part.
Other than the mask looking like they found it like at a fun house or something. The mask looks ridiculous. Like
the mask wasn't the best.
It looked I was getting I can't even say that. Oh shit. But that mask was terrible.
My favorite thing about the mask is when tip on my tongue, I can't think of her name. Not Jamie, but he's picking her up in a car, and he has a mask with like the dark hair and like the like.
Oh, he takes that girl on the ride.
Yeah, and she like stop here, and he like steps on the gas and keeps driving a lot faster. He's like, I want to get a pack of goddamn cigarettes, yeah. And he slams on the brakes.
It was showing Michael does have a good sense of humor.
Yeah, he always has,
And that's like what was the whole like? Why is Michael crying? Like in part 5, like it shows tears in his eyes when he's.
Oh, and she's like, Uncle.
Yeah.
Boogeyman. He has like a nice ponytail.
But part 5 was kind of odd. Yeah, like it was an odd movie.
Basically, Halloween 5 was the revenge of Michael Myers, which was followed, by that was 1989. That came out. 1995 was when The Curse of Michael Myers came out. So when that time they went back, they got George Wilbur to replay. Got him casted again. However that one. But if you look in the credits, he was actually credited as a stuntman in Halloween 5.
Not as Michael?
Not as Michael. I don't know how the whereabouts it is because
contract maybe?
Certain contracts, certain producers want to cast certain people.
It could have been a situation where someone was already signed to play
already signed on to play him. I mean, you look at the Friday the 13th. I mean, there's all these other guys come out of the woodwork. Hey, I played Jason in part 2. I played Jason in part 3, but I was him for this scene, or I was him for that scene.
And you know what? And honestly, like with the whole convention scene, we don't need to meet someone that played Michael for 10 seconds and jumped out of a closet or something. I mean, you might want to. But,
well, that's me.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time in lines of people. Hey, I put the mask on for 30 seconds. Here I am. Hey, cool. Sign this for me.
Yeah. And that was cool when those used to be. I don't want
to. The convention shows have changed dramatically.
Especially the price.
Especially the price. It used to be fun. You'd go to a convention, you meet a guy for $20 tops, and they'd take a picture with you, an autograph. They talk to you for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Now you're lucky if they'll sit there and talk to you for $50-$60. They want to hurry up and sign your item, and you want a picture? Well, that's an additional $50-$60.
Yeah, it's changed for sure.
It's definitely changed. It's
we met
money market.
Robert Englund. It was $25.
$25 for a picture and an autograph, and that's back when he did like maybe 1 to 2, 3 conventions a year.
Yeah.
Now he's on every freaking convention circuit you could find him. And he's charging like $125 just for an autograph.
And that's like working backwards.
Just for a picture.
That's working backwards, yeah.
Yeah, so basically all my Freddy stuff I have is really lost its value.
Yeah.
Because I got some stuff signed by Freddy. Back then it was like $25. Like, holy shit. Like, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
For an autograph. But I was looking at my stuff like, okay, well, this is going to be worth all this. Now it's just like, it's still cool to have it on your item, but value is just gone. I mean,
have you checked eBay? Like if a toy is listed with the Robert Englund signature, what is it worth?
I look here and there just to kind of see, because I also have a couple things that are very, very rare items as they are that he signed. Like I got a Freddy vs. Jason poster signed also by Wes Craven that he signed it while he was still alive. I was fortunate to meet him, and I got Sean Cunningham on there, Robert Englund, and Ken Gerzinger, who played Jason in Freddy vs. Jason. So obviously Wes Craven's not.
And you're never going to sell it.
I'm not selling it.
You should probably get a better frame for it too than those regular standard frames.
It actually has a upscale frame to pose an original.
Does it?
It's like a $50 frame on it right now.
Yeah, I mean, it
ain't enough to pose some that cost a couple $100.
Yeah,
but
yeah, I mean, it's just like
frame something 24 by 36 or 27 by 41.
Just like getting a jersey signed and framed, though, like something that has that kind of value. I was just thinking about like to protect it. Halloween Kills. Like I said, we're kind of wrapping up like our thoughts. We don't want to be movie critics. We don't want to,
we're definitely not critics.
Nah, I would definitely say go see it. You might get something out of it.
Go to theater, see it. Don't. Yeah. If you want to sit at home, watch on Peacock.
Yeah, and it's Peacock was cool though.
It was cool.
I mean, I felt like it was just like watching it at a theater.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like shorted, But I don't know. I mean, who will pick it up next and what will they do? How will Michael come back from being completely crushed and incinerated?
Well, here's how they're going to do that.
Okay.
You're going to get a whole new production company.
Okay.
They're going to cast a whole nother guy to play Michael Myers.
Of course.
Now, what they're going to do, they're going to say, okay, well, we had this great idea. And of course, that's how it starts. And they're going to go, 100 different directions how they're going to do it. But what I liked how Blumhouse did is they set up for a trilogy. So I think my advice to anyone doing it, I mean, that's just me talking. Anyone has their own ideas, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Everyone has 100 million ideas. If you're gonna do it, try to do something like how Blumhouse did it. Learn from what they did. Cast the same people for all your movies.
Mm-hmm.
That way, people, they get familiar with the characters and stuff like that. It ain't just like a one-off here, a one-off there.
Yeah.
And that's funny, like you were talking about Freddy a little bit. Like I said, when they recast Robert Englund as Freddy Krueger and get someone else, it's going to be a one and done film.
Right.
That came out in like, 2010? Jackie Earle Haley played him, and that was that.
Will Andy Matichak be back to reprise her role? No?
No.
She was good.
She was good, but she won't be back.
You don't think so?
No.
I liked her.
She won't be back. It's
not. It could just be that I liked her.
It's going to be a whole different story. Kind of like what I think someone's going to try to do. They're going to go back to the roots of Halloween 4, where they kind of took a whole different direction. It's not, Laurie Strode anymore. Now it's her daughter, or now it's her going to be her niece, or
and 4 and 5 are
something.
4 and 5 are connected, but 6 is completely.
Well, if you look at 6, like I was talking about the producer's cut, if you look at that actually ties in Halloween 4 and 5.
But there's no one from the cast, right?
There's no one from the cast, but
except for Donald Pleasance.
Donald Pleasance.
Yeah, and he died during the making.
Unfortunately, he died. Yeah.
So basically, you have 1 and 2 are connected. 3 is completely.
Well, 3, it was supposed to be an anthology of films. It wasn't supposed to be all based on Michael Myers. John Carpenter has even said at the end of Halloween 2, how I killed him off, there was no more story. I mean, you can look this up. He said there was no more story left for Michael Myers after this one. We're going to do something different.
So you got 1 and 2 connected. 3 is completely separated. 4 and 5 are connected. 6 is just completely on its own.
6 is connected if you go by the producer's cut.
I'm just talking about the produce. Is it the same director and stuff as 6?
It's just different producers and different cuts. And
same director? As 4 and 5?
But they did do, they casted some guy named A. Michael Lerner, I believe is his name. Now, they did some of the retakes of him as Michael Myers, and his dad was the stunt coordinator, I believe. I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but they did a couple of retakes with this guy. Now, he's out on the convention circuit saying I was Michael Myers in part 6, but you talk to George Wilbur, he was Halloween 6. So.
And then you got 7, which is H2O, and 8.
That was Chris Durand and H2O.
But they were connected. 7 and 8, right?
No,
basically. It was Jamie Lee Curtis in both of them.
She wasn't in 6.
No, 7.
H2O.
7 and 8.
Resurrection was weird because it's like she was in the beginning of the film, but she got killed off in the first 5 minutes or something. I mean,
they must have just paid her a lot of money just to make up an appearance.
Here's here's a bag full of money just paying a movie for 10 minutes. Okay.
They must have felt like having her involved gave it validation. That
Oh, obviously, I mean, she's the face of the franchise.
Yeah, I mean, she is. And then where do we go after 7 and 8?
That's when we just had a standstill till we had the Rob Zombie remakes. Rob Zombie's Halloween and Rob Zombie's Halloween 2.
I don't know where people stand on the Rob Zombie ones. I am a fan of the first one. The second one's a little, I felt like he was also pulling from Jason. Like that Michael's now seeing his mother and all this stuff. Like
and the horse and stuff like that.
Yeah, the horse. I didn't understand. But
it was odd. Yeah. I also thought a little bit of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, how he looked in there.
Yeah, he had like an evil look to him.
Yeah, like half the face is gone. It was like you could see his skin.
I'm definitely a fan of the one with Dig Ferch. But I would have liked to have seen. I heard Rob Zombie say in an interview that his original concept was dig the whole first movie, then get into the second movie where he becomes an adult, and I thought that would have been really cool.
I think if they. Well, what that is, it's really not Rob Zombie's fault. That's, the production company. If they would have done that, it could have been a whole different series.
And it's funny, when I watched the movie tonight, that was the same thing. Like this, what they told Rob Zombie about, like, people don't want to wait to see Michael. They want to see Michael, like, right away. That's how I felt tonight, though, honestly. Maybe they're right. Tonight, I felt like, where is Michael? Like, let's skip this love story and get to Michael.
It got that point, we don't care about the love story. We want Michael.
But I think I get where they went with it. I was ready to see Michael, too.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely happens. I mean, Jason Goes to Hell stands out for that big time horror film fans. Seeing that movie as a kid, being like 12, 13 when it came out, the beginning of the movie is fucking badass.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's Kane Hodder, who plays the security guard, watching as they bring Jason's body in. and then all of a sudden the guy, he's sitting there doing the autopsy on him. He starts like hearing a heartbeat, and then he grabs him, like eats the heart. It's like, what the hell's going on here? And then you find out that's Jason. He's getting different bodies and stuff like that. And what I liked about it was when you would see like different mirror shots, you'd see it would look like Jason walking by the mirror and stuff like that. It wasn't, this doctor or this guy or that cop. It was just like Jason. And I thought that was so cool. And then
it was
at the end of the film, and they're like, that thing's in the basement with your mother. She's like, what? And Jason comes jumping up out of the basement floor. It's like, all right, this is fucking badass.
And that's when you felt like you missed him. Like you felt like you missed Jason.
You missed him the whole time. All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding.
Right.
And I always thought that Creighton Duke should have had his own solo film, basically a spin-off of that, where he's fighting like different monsters. I mean, you could have put anyone in that film.
Yeah, he was good.
You could have put like Dracula up against Creighton Duke or Frankenstein or Wolfman or anyone. Michael Myers. It would have been badass. I mean, that's one thing that New Line Cinema really lost is when they took over the rights that they just did the whole franchise dirty.
Well, shots fired, as you just heard.
Shots fired, but I mean, come on, everyone knows.
Right.
You go from Paramount Pictures, 8 films in 9 years, 10 years?
Yeah.
All when New Line Cinema got the rights and they released Jason Goes to Hell in 1993, and then 93 to 2001. It's a long
8 years
to get another Friday the 13th film.
Look at the Freddy vs. Jason, 2003 or 2?
2003 that came out, and
so it's been almost 20 years since they've done something like. Wow, 20 years already.
20 years. Wow. I don't want to, no shots fired or anything. Look how they did that film dirty. I mean, you cast Robert Englund and then you recast Kane Hodder's part. Like, why?
That was, well, I'm sure it was negotiation.
Well,
has Kane ever done an interview where he clearly said
he talked about it on his podcast and stuff like that? He's talked about it and stuff. Like he got the script and stuff, and then he found out that he wasn't casted, and he thinks a lot of it because they were filming in Vancouver, where Ken Gerzinger's from. Obviously, he's a lot cheaper. He's a local guy.
Has he ever done anything horror since then?
Ken Gerzinger?
Yeah, hasn't turned up.
He was in a film called Stan Housing, which was like a spinoff. It was like a scary movie, and he was playing the Jason character. I think his name was Mason or something. I could be wrong, but it's basically all a spinoff. The whole scary movies where everyone's like making all these monsters in there trying to be like funny but like scary. Like an okay film. It was like funny, but it wasn't,
Yeah. All right. Well,
I mean, it wasn't enough to carry a sequel, I guess,
Right.
And I think he did Wrong Turn. Oh, geez, I want to say part 5 or 6.
Okay, so he's kept his.
Well, he did like 2 things. Yeah.
All right.
Thanks, Ken.
Hey, we met Ken before. He's a nice guy.
He's a cool guy.
Real
but
cool
yeah,
guy.
He's a stunt actor. I mean, difference now. You get these stunt actors. They're not like back in the Universal days where you had Bela Lugosi, Lon Chaney, Boris Karloff.
Yeah, no one really
Rains,
cleans. I mean, even you figure Robert Englund now hasn't played Freddy Krueger in 20 years.
Basically, yeah. In a nutshell.
Think about that. Wow, it's crazy.
Robert Englund has not played Freddy Krueger in 20 years.
Sad for horror, because no one's Freddy but Robert Englund. That other guy, they made his makeup look so weird, but we could do a different show on that.
All right.
I don't want to go too far off Michael.
Not too far off that, but I still have not officially sat through that Nightmare on Elm Street remake.
All right, we'll have to try. But yeah, so I mean, I guess we'll bring this back and try to wrap this up, not go talk all day and night. But Halloween Ends is definitely worth a watch. It was a really cool trilogy.
Definitely check it out. It was definitely some Michael,
Might have dragged a little, but maybe we were just impatient, could have been we were just ready to see Michael, and maybe if we watch it again it won't feel all right. The impulse will die down a little.
Spoiler alert.
What's that?
The new character, Corey.
Okay.
I just wasn't taking it. I'm sorry.
Oh, you mean the new Michael?
Yeah.
Oh, what did you think about it at that point where they had basically like it was like there was 2 Mike, like when they were in the house?
Yeah,
Like, what were your thoughts on that?
Just like, no.
My thoughts were right away. I'm like, Michael works alone.
Yeah, he's a solo
artist. He's trying to put him in a group.
Yeah, he's not in a group. He's solo.
And that was so odd to see Michael in that position.
Yeah, like he's taking second fiddle to Michael, sit back, Corey, you got this,
Yeah, and that's not his style.
No,
that's not his style at all. But yeah, I guess we could wrap this up for the first episode. I mean, this is our first episode that we really sat down to do. We talked about this for months, so even the fact that we did it, I'm kind of shocked. We have these masks with us, courtesy of Ryan.
Well, that's kills and this is end, so
yeah. We have a whole section we can put these on. But other than that, we're gonna wrap this up. My name is Ron.
I'm Ryan.
And this is the Mass Culture Podcast. Any last words?
Go watch Halloween Ends.
My last words.
Okay. Bye-bye.